And welcome. Episode 139. That's how many reps Alex is going to do during this podcast of the Strength Hammer podcast.
I don't have weights.
Do you not have
There you
weights? I don't either. They're on the other side of the. Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah.
work. Yeah, I don't have any. I have a band. I have a resistance band.
So none of my fitness stuff is next to my hobby stuff. It's all in the
Yeah,
middle. But I
it's
have to.
unfortunate.
So far away. I can see it. I can see my barbell.
I can think about it.
Anyway, Alex, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. A little bit sleepy
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit, I feel a little bit daunted. Is that a word? I have a daunting task ahead of me,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll talk about that later in the episode.
Yes. And we'll be spoiling obviously next week's episode. We've already spoiled it, but yeah, this week though, just including, and I hate my hair is at that part where it's just slightly too long to not be annoying and slightly too short to not be able to push back. So
Oh,
sorry,
I
video
love
people,
the
you'll see.
haircut.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, today we're gonna talk about Middle Earth strategy battle game and the event that Alex and I went to.
That was so fun.
It was
That
really
was such
fun.
a great event. The first day I was literally on like 2.5, 3 hours of sleep, and I still loved it. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Well, yeah. Thankfully, it was low key vibes since it's like a little local
Yeah,
invitational. But
yeah,
yeah, we're gonna
yeah.
talk all about that. But more importantly, the most important subject, Alex,
What might be?
how's your lawn?
It's great.
Good,
It's
good,
great.
good.
Funny enough, I didn't get a chance to cut it last week, so it was like a week and a half that I didn't cut my lawn, and I cut it this past Monday, because it was raining so much, and we have the tournament on the weekend.
Yep,
I came home after the tournament. I was like, I am pooped. I am going to bed.
yep.
But then Monday I cut it, and it looks nice and clean.
Yeah, it was a nice Memorial Day. Like I said, I did the
It was, yeah.
barbecue with the friends, but yeah, it was a beautiful
Mhm.
day. I absolutely refuse to do errands and chores like that on holidays, just
That's
mentally.
fair. Oh, so you didn't do it till Tuesday?
No, I did it 35 minutes ago.
Oh, wow, wow! You let it go for almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks because of the
Oh
rain.
my!
Because
Yeah,
yeah, so I was like, I'm not doing it Monday, and then it rained Tuesday.
that's
Pretty much,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
It rained last night, and then I think it was around like 11:30. I saw the sun pop out. I'm like, ooh,
It's my time.
yeah. And then I let it dry for a little bit. It was still soaking wet, but fresh cut before we leave for a tournament this weekend. So I'm feeling good. Garden also
Very good.
looking great.
Strong.
There's some weeds coming up, but I'll sort that out later.
Very good. What's the crop you're most excited for this year?
So my strawberries are actually coming in a lot better than expected.
Ooh.
But really, I'm trying to get a watermelon to grow.
That'd be tough. Like
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
with edible substance.
yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
We'll see. It's I know like it's marked on the spot, but yeah, that would be nice. And I think I've said it before. I always fail to get eggplants moving for some
Mm.
reason, so maybe this year I'll get that actually up and running. But we'll see.
I can't wait to eat your eggplants.
Yes. I mean, listen, you're gonna have so much of my little veggies in your mouth. Don't you worry. Because eventually I'll have too much lettuce, too much spinach, too much
Right.
tomatoes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Vegetables, fiber.
Yeah, we're still within the first like 10 minutes. We got to be clean for YouTube algorithm. Come on.
Sure. All
As
that money we make off YouTube.
yes, as you can see. Oh, you can't see my glass. Oh, it's a D20 of number one, and it says the F word,
Ah,
which
that's very nice. You can see my glass.
that's utterly ridiculous.
I was hoping you would say that.
Boom, love it. Well, anyway, lawns are looking good. Uh, Alex sleep deprived. I'm doing okay, but we have some news to talk about before we start talking about some hobby and stuff.
Yes, we do.
So let's get that up first and foremost. Sunday preview from last Sunday. So all this is up for pre-order by the time this podcast comes out. Actually, maybe I'll release this podcast early. We'll see. Anyway, um, if you'll know when you're listening to this if I've released it early or not. It's I was just blown away by how much is in here.
There's a lot.
Yes, we got the new GHB, which I think is a 2 week pre-order. It said somewhere.
Okay.
Um, I'm hoping it's not like $80
Yeah,
because
we
there's
haven't been playing a whole lot of AOS
yeah, it's
lately.
yeah. I'm yeah. But the
Yeah,
neoprene mats, nice. I've
that is nice.
picked up a couple from the Games Workshop. One for Daughters of Cain and one for my Drukhari army and all that. They're
I
like
do like
50.
that.
They're quality, but they're like $50, which is
Mm,
fine. But
mm.
it gets a little worrying. Like, who's this for now? Like the
Yeah, and
GHB itself's fine.
especially right, especially if they change those rules in the future, as they tend to, with what counts as objective, what's the distance.
I think they're going to be pretty solidified because they finally
You think
adapted to
so?
be. Yeah, I think they've adapted to be what 40K is, so it's all kind of universal.
Sure. Well, hopefully.
My biggest concern is I hope that they don't put out new ones next year and force you
Sure.
to buy like if once an
Sure.
edition you get these mats, and sure, but um I said I'm not worried about like the gameplay. I'm sure that'll be fine. I kind of like
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with the different symbols, but I'm like, maybe you should have made these optional and
Right.
put little like
Right. That's
cardboard tokens in the GHB.
that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, only concern there, but yeah, I mean I'll probably be picking it up just to check it out.
Hmm.
um Spearhead, that's neat, I guess. Not worried about that. And all
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Spearhead boxes there, whatever.
Still
Ah,
yet to play a game of Spearhead.
what's that? I played it 3 times. It's enough.
Okay.
More importantly, because we're old world podcast, more so than not anymore. Beastman Brayherd's up already.
Yes. Yes. They look great.
Yeah, it's fun. Like we have a complete game now. Every
Hmm.
official starting army from the book is now having everything released. With more to come, and wink, wink, some more news here shortly.
Which is
Um,
very exciting. Which means we are slowly exhausting our options, which
yeah, so
means that hopefully we have it's some in a relatively
you want Kislev.
close
You
future.
want Kislev.
I want Kislev. I
You
really want
absolutely do. Yeah.
Kislev.
hmm I know you're doing. I can't wait for you to get that.
Cannot wait for me to get that.
But yeah, Arcane Journal. Got the battalion box, which seems okay. I wish there was
I think
maybe.
it's fun.
Yeah,
I like the monster. Yeah.
yeah. It's optional build monster and probably enough core. And I think this is an army where you actually want to have decent amount of core. So
Yep.
I don't know Beastman that well. We'll review it on the podcast once I get my book as usual.
Hmm.
Um, and then this new Crawlmall, we've seen him forever.
He
He
looks
was he
cool.
was one of the early releases, I think.
Mhm.
Uh,
I don't remember honestly, but he is a very cool model. I like him.
yeah. Of course, look, literally just everything. Here's everything Beastman. So really, they just
Mhm.
repackaged everything from Age of Sigmar.
Yep.
Which
Yep.
really,
That's fair.
I bet all these are in like those white and black boxes, and they just changed the label.
Sure. Yeah, it's most likely it. Our friend Ben is very excited for this release, and
Yeah.
uh, I'm excited for him to rebase his whole army from rounds to squares, and
Yep.
we can have him play Old World a bit more with us.
100%. I can't wait to have him get in there.
Hmm.
Of course, the monsters, these classic monsters, cockatrice, and then the Jabberslythe, which I remember nightmares of that thing in Sigmar for a while. But anyway,
I do remember it was first edition, I think, right?
uh,
Was it first or maybe
I
second?
think it was second. It was
Okay,
definitely, yeah,
maybe
it was second. It was second. Let's see then the cent this
Centaurs.
centaurs,
Centaurs,
which I
yeah,
think
they
says
look cool.
all metal. Like holy crap! I don't want to build that.
No,
I'm glad I don't play this army.
they are cool. We didn't have
Oh,
them
very
in
cool.
Sigmar, so I'm excited for them.
Yes.
Did you see their one rule that they are drunk? They're drinking alcohol the whole time.
No, is that in the almanacs that came out?
Uh, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was already available, but they have the rule where like if they roll six, they think they have frenzied or something, and if they roll one, they're stupid. It's pretty
Oh,
fun.
that's pretty fun. I like that.
It's good.
Let's see, and then of course the cards and the dice. So out of this stuff, I mean, I'm buying the cards in the book as usual. Are you
Sure.
doing anything? Are you jumping on the Brayherd's action?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. I do like it. I am excited to see what classic models they bring, like old school things from 8th edition, 7th edition before them, because I do really like seeing the models I've never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they'll get a made to order at some point. They never
Mhm.
said it, but
Most armies do, so I can't
yeah.
imagine them not doing that.
Speaking of which, uh,
Huh.
Wood Elf and High Elf made to order. So this little banner bearer for Wood Elves, the sorceresses and wizards. Finally, we're getting our official Stormweaver on Unicorn model for High Elves.
Yep. Yep. The
Uh,
Valkyrie.
Yep, the Valkyrie. I'll be picking her up. Just because it's a High Elf model I don't own.
It's a cool one. I like it. It's a very old school.
It's very old school. Like I said, I'm much happier that I have a kit bash of this model now,
Sure, sure.
but I would love to see this in the collection for sure.
Hmm. Pretty cool.
And the heroes on foot, which I will be buying these heroes with the sword and the bows because there's one of the guys I don't have,
Sure.
so I'll have a few extra heroes for some reason.
If you buy anything for like one or two models and you don't want the other two because you already have them or just don't want them, let me know. I'll buy them off you because
Okay,
I wouldn't mind adding them to my house.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Out of like these like lords and princes, like I just need the one with the bow and the sword. The rest I
Sure. And
don't.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind having multiple, but if you
I
don't want that, let me know. I'll pay you.
I say those top two. Yeah, we'll figure it out because I actually have two of those already. So
Sure, sure.
I won't be getting the wizards because I realized I had all these. I thought I didn't have the
Oh
guy on the
no.
horse, but I have the guy on the horse.
Nice. Very
Um,
good. My favorite is the guy doing the what is it, the sign of the moon?
yeah, the Isha's
Yeah,
Isha's moon.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, rock on. And then actually these other ones I need two of these out of these mounted and guys with spears. So I'll be buying.
Okay.
I'll be getting some made to order. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. Very fun.
Yeah. Then we also have some Middle Earth finally after. I love how this went up.
Finally.
This went up at the
Finally.
event. We're like, oh,
That's hilarious.
Middle Earth, the rest of the book that Matt's been waiting on, and Matt.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for that, not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the Mamook rider, so you got to get Mamook. He's probably in here.
I was looking up army lists, so there's a chance. There's a chance.
I might buy this match play guide
Okay.
just because I really enjoyed it. As you'll hear from the event. Um, and then I think that's really it for yeah. I mean, there's lots of other good stuff, but for my cares, that's all I'm really worried about.
Yep, I agree. I didn't realize that there's a new ant model. Is
Oh,
that new?
I don't know if that's new or not.
I don't remember seeing it, and it looks much cleaner than some of the older ants, which look quite atrocious. So I don't
Yeah,
know if they're bringing back or if it's a new one.
I mean, there's a mix of new and old coming back, so
Yeah.
it's neat.
Hmm.
Let's see other news. Back into it, right?
Yes, sir.
Boom. I actually avoided reading these
Okay.
just so we
Well,
can do them on the podcast.
very cool.
Old World Almanac. What lurks within the Wildwood? So, after a long planned detour to darkness parts of the Drakewald, the truest children of chaos have emerged. Yada yada yada.
Sure, sure, sure. It would be a long podcast if we read everything.
Yeah. So looking through this, this first one here, it's just about the lore. I said I glanced through it. I didn't read it, but it's just talking about these are some of the earliest conceptual armies that have been in here. They are the true children of chaos because they're just chaos manifest.
Right.
Um,
Right.
oh, by the way, this art, is just amazing. I'll try and
I
link.
do love the art. It's
The
cool.
the gentleman who's doing all these covers is on Instagram, Kohil Kohil or something. I'll try and link it
Mhm.
on the
Sure.
podcast, but he can go to his art station and get these full pictures without the Warhammer logo sometimes, and makes a little bit nicer of a phone background if you want.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just loving these pictures. By the way, just like
They're cool.
yeah, they're really like going all out for this. Um, Knights
Yeah, I'm
Pan.
excited to see Beastman on the tabletop. The I'm guessing uh, this is not out yet, right? This is a pre-order. Is it available pre-order yet?
No. Pre-orders will be going up this Saturday at the time of us recording. At the time of this podcast, typically be out. If we'll be pre-ordering. We'll be pre-ordering this stuff
Very
at
good.
the event.
Very good. That's right. That's right. Very cool.
Yes, and then there's a second one, just the Children of Chaos, which just came out today as we're doing it. So, this kind of talks about the different armies per se that are
Mhm.
in here. So one's being led by the Kral Mal, Prophet of Ruin.
That's right.
Let's see here. He's aware that Morgor, which is another key character in the army, Morgor's been reborn, is inkling of purpose. Obviously, these guys are fighting in the woods against the Wood Elves. I think it said that the narrative between those two books are tied together.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's blind, low weapon skill, but has a 4-up ward, which is just ungodly.
That is very good.
That's
There's
really good.
not any 4+ words that are like, yeah, I don't know if there's any.
I don't know. It says he's a decent wizard. I'm
Level
curious.
4, right?
Well, it doesn't say.
I hope he better be level 4 if he's leading an army.
A lot of the characters that they've been putting out, named characters like the Lady Elise, she's level 3.
That's
We have
true. Yeah,
not. I don't know if we've seen a level 4.
which is such a shame. Like, just make him a level 4.
Yeah, because like that's your rules. Yeah.
Like, if you have a level 4, you're going to bring a level 4.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So obviously he'll probably be the more standard beastman infantry model, sacrificing by the herdstone, quote unquote, things like that.
Right. Right.
And then this other one here, Goros. He's returning in metal. He was prominent during the era of Karl Franz and very long lived, supposedly. So maybe a little retcon there, but who
That
cares?
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he's going to lead the wild herd. Uh, so I'm guessing it's going to be like a centaur focused, like really, yeah, all beastman list. It's aggressive, access
That'd be
lots of
cool.
ambushing and power. So yeah, they're going to be popping up all over table,
I love that.
left and right. They have their own lore, primal magic,
Mm.
finest spell names. Ooh, I like that. Um, and let's look here. So we got the one of them, the Black Maul. Let's read this text. Brutal spike cudgel stained black with the blood of thousands of victims. Those who wield the club for too long become overwhelmed by its thirst for violence.
Mm.
Strength +2, so this is going to be at minimum, I bet, strength 5 on any character you put it on.
Oh yeah, I
Maybe even
think
strength 6,
no, I'm
naturally.
thinking it's minimum strength 6 on characters, and you give it to the big minotaurs, probably strength 7 or 8.
That'd
That's
be
crazy good.
that'd be ridiculously good.
Probably strength 8. Yeah, on the minotaur character.
Extra attacks plus D6,
That
AP3,
is
magical attacks. Oh,
super strong.
watch out.
So I believe the minotaur characters are going to be at least 5 attacks, probably more.
Oh my god, that's
Um,
crazy.
so you're looking at potentially 11 attacks at strength 7 or 8, AP3. That is
Each
monstrous.
each time a natural 6 is rolled for the extra attacks for the D6, you suffer -1 modifier to your weapon skill to a minimum
It's
of
not
1 for the
bad.
remainder of the game. So it's a risk reward.
Not
So
bad.
you want to roll 5s and never take a minus.
Not bad, honestly, because orcs have the same type of artifact, which gives them plus d6 attacks. I think it's strong AP plus strength. I think it's also very expensive, close to 80 points. But you lose the extra abilities once you roll a 6.
Right.
Like you lose your extra attacks.
You see, so you're not
Uh,
losing the attacks. You're just getting lower weapon skill each time.
Not bad, really
80,
not
80
bad.
points. And they're even here. They say put it on Doom Bowl, which has 5 attacks, plus
Hmm.
2 more from Frenzy. You could potentially get 13 attacks on a one model.
Right,
Strength
right. That
6, I
is,
bet. Yeah.
yeah, and also keeping in mind that because they're chaos, they get Eye of the Gods, and some of the rolls give you extra attacks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so a lot of them are stackable for the rest of the game, right? So like you could be making some, if you're lucky, you can make some unholy, like one hero just wiping a whole unit's worth of models,
Yep.
which is really fun. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, this article also calls out the Jabberslythe and Cockatrice were Finecast, which I forgot about. They're
Mm,
reworked. Obviously, Finecast is
good.
crap, and it's just Forge World Resin, which
Awful.
is quality.
Much, much better.
Yep. Let's see.
I'm
Basic
excited. It
troops.
sounds like a very punchy, but probably a glass cannon army. I'm guessing they don't have very strong armor in the army, so it's exciting.
Here's the interesting thing. Finally, Herdstones return in the form of special terrain features that make casting spells even easier for beastmen, wizards, whilst making the beastmen themselves more ferocious, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about, oh, you can just kit bash one up.
I
Or,
love that. Oh my
or,
god,
or you go buy the Sigmar one if you can find an old one laying around.
that's great. I hope you have to pay for it because I
Uh,
really don't want every army has a terrain piece in this game.
no,
I
no,
don't see that.
no, they won't do that in this game because that was never a
Okay,
thing. The only ones that ever had it, uh, uh, these guys make sense to have it, and then uh, bringing a tree as a wood elf was always the thing. That's it.
sure. I just hope it doesn't become a trend because that's
No,
keep it in EOS.
it won't. It won't because
Okay,
yeah, there's so much old stuff they could bring back instead, and there's still so much to
sure,
do. I said,
sure.
and to here they're saying like you could just nominate a terrain to be
Right. You don't
yeah,
have to buy it. I like that a lot. You don't have to buy a specific terrain.
right. And
That's
like I said,
cool.
I don't think you can technically buy the Sigmar piece anyway. It's just if you find one, buy it. Because
Right.
if you
And
have,
they're like catering to the old Beastman players as well.
yeah, exactly. All
Cool.
right. So that wraps that up. We'll be back at some unspecified point in the future when the Storm Dragon and the expeditionary force of Grand Cathay make landfall in the old world. So they were just like, boom, hey, you know what? Cathay. Next. That's the next thing we're gonna talk about is Cathay. You know what else?
Yep.
People can't keep their mouths shut. Grand Cathay box leaked. Thanks, influencers. And
But it looks good. It's a, I mean, we already knew that that was in the box, right?
no, we haven't seen the box yet till now.
Oh, we didn't know that was included.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we didn't know how it was going to release it, didn't know anything. Um,
Huh.
GW, if you're listening again, I'm excited for this army, and I can keep my mouth shut and paint this, unlike everybody else you send this box to. Okay, okay, all right, back to the picture.
Give Chuck his cafe box.
But what else is interesting? So we got looks like both artillery pieces in here, 10 horses and 15 of the troops that you can make. Probably either option, like sword and board or the halberds. So I mean, we don't know what this army's going to look like. We have no reference points other than Total War. So
I think 30
I
of the troops.
yeah, I feel like this is a must buy if you're going to buy the army. This is probably
Yeah,
the best way to buy this stuff.
yeah, it looks good. It looks great.
Yeah, and if you look at this little Reddit post here too, um, Cathay battalions starting to appear in the wild. The rumor, and this is rumor, just nothing's validated on this. So, rumor pre-orders June 21st and July 5th release date.
It's pretty
Well,
soon.
that's incredibly soon, which
Yeah.
is fun to see. Also worrying because I got to pay for vacation in July. But um, two very important things. One, that is much sooner than anyone expected.
I love it.
I say I last week I kind of revised myself and ended up saying like I thought late July or it's late instead of late June, but um, because I'm like Beastmen are probably out soon too, which they are, and boom, they were up. What's going to happen with the back half of the year?
How awesome! Just imagine how awesome would it be if we got a Kislev release or at least a drop in winter.
Oh, that'd be so sick. And then, truth be told, like we have a complete game with Beastmen, quote
For
unquote,
sure.
complete game as far as what was in the book. However, they talked Grand
Sure.
Cathay and Kislev in the book too with like a narrative setting. So maybe we're not complete until we get both of those. So maybe you're right. I'd be impressive to see Kislev.
I would love, and they would make so much money. Like
Oh yeah,
literally every other person is like Kislev, Kislev, Kislev. Like they would make, they're making so much. They're gonna make so much money on Cathay, and they're gonna make as much, if not more, on Kislev.
oh for sure. It's trust me. If I'm trying to think how to put this because it's not meant to sound bad. I would be buying Kislev if I didn't know you.
Fair,
I want to
fair,
see you do it and put it on the table, and it will fulfill my needs of having it out there in the
fair,
wild.
fair. And I'm gonna be buying everything. I don't care how bad it looks. I
Yeah,
don't care what it is. Kislev is. I mean, I at one point I started a Stormcast Kislev army, and like it doesn't work. It doesn't quite look good.
yeah,
So I can't wait to do Kislev for the tabletop.
yeah. And truth be told, there is Kislev models that have been made in the past, so they could bring those
Oh my
back.
goodness. That's the thing. I mean, I actually found an old PDF of a White Dwarf that had the first Kislev release,
Oh
and they
wow,
had Kislev rules. So I spent, an afternoon looking at that, and they do have a pretty big variety of models.
yeah,
So they don't even have to. They have to release maybe half as many models as they have to do for Cathay.
yeah. Because Cathay is completely fresh and new. So,
Hmm.
yeah. I said, as long as the budget's there, I'm buying everything for Cathay though, so I'll get that going for
Right,
this. And I
right.
have, well, let's go right into hobby because got to clear that backlog by end of June apparently. So let's see. Boom. Whoop. Nope. There we go. So just a little quick purchase. Everyone knows that little FLGS has some really old stuff they got from
Mhm.
a lot he had to buy off of a aging old customer. So I picked up the old Path to Glory.
Very fun.
Yep. War Master, which is like the
Oh,
what is
that's
it,
cool.
12 millimeter? Like it's like yeah, like
That's right. That's right.
I was like
Yes.
the book it was cheap for the rules. I was always kind of fascinated by it. Obviously, buying those models is going to be ridiculous, so I'll 3D print an army. But yeah,
Sure,
why not?
sure.
And then Warhammer Siege because we like siege battles at our local group, so
Yeah,
a little bit of
that
rules
sounds
there.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Next up, a little game going on here. Um, so Alex,
Yes.
mid pose, measuring the distance. I don't know what you're measuring for, but you're playing Tom. Your goblins versus his new Nurgle demons army, and I got to face you looking left against Quentin at the local group with my uh, high elves versus his Bretonians.
Hmm.
So this was our last practice game before the event. That was like a week ago.
It was. It was. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to talk about your game or talk about my game
No,
first?
after you. Talk about yours first.
All right. So, first of all, feeling pretty good going into the tournament because technically this list is undefeated,
Yep.
despite Tom claiming it was a draw. It was not a draw.
Yeah. Wow. That's, yeah.
If you're listening to this, Tom, cope harder.
He does. He
But
listens. Hi, Tom.
he, Tom. But he had a very good list. I really enjoyed his list. It was a relatively slow, even with his flying flies and
Yeah.
cavalry. It was relatively slow list, but very tough. So basically, they ignored Rend and AP army wide. Or I had like one hero that didn't ignore it, and he basically was just a 5-up ward 6-up regen, I believe,
Yeah.
or the other way around, which doesn't really matter.
Well, Tom is like me in Old World, like I am in Sigmar. Like, yeah, 6-up board all day, no problem.
Right. And he
And
was making some pretty good
yeah,
saves,
he's pretty. Yeah.
especially early in the game. Later in the game, not as much, but early in the game, he was rolling really hot. So like remember the unit of five squigs and a mangler squig combo
Yep.
that destroyed the unit of 5 dragon princes, no problem.
Yep.
They killed like one fly and then he killed them both. So depends how he rolls, he can do
Yeah.
pretty well. In the end, it was a very close. I would say it was actually a pretty close game. What determined the winner was killing his great and clean one.
Yeah.
Once his great and clean one died, that was pretty much game over. He didn't have enough points left to really win the game.
Yeah. It's when I played that army. I played that same army you played with my high elves. And yeah, it was. Can my dragon kill this great and clean one before it kills me? And if I did, I win. I didn't.
Yep.
I died first, so he won. So yeah, like the great and clean one's key. So rematches, like definitely gotta go try and track that down.
Yeah. And to be fair, like that game played exactly the same way, depending on dice rolls, could have been very different. Because in the end, I killed a grid and clean one in a shooting with my last shot with a Doom Diver that happened to land. He happened to fail his saves. I happened to do enough damage with a D3+1 or D3+2 damage, whatever it is, to actually do enough damage to him, right?
Mhm.
If I missed, or if he saved and he charged me and his Great and Clean one would survive the whole game, he would have won,
Yeah,
right? So it was a close game.
yeah. I'd be curious to try just like a shooty dwarf or shooty wood elf list to see. Probably dwarves. I think I could take the Nurgle list out, like which is good because it means there's a hard counter possibly for
Honors,
it. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, if I played him again, I think I would have put more punch on one side and more distraction on one side, so I could actually take out because I underestimated those flies. Those flies were tough to
Hmm.
kill.
Yeah, they're very tough. Well, on my side, I played Quentin's Exile Bretonians.
Mhm.
So you had two bombards in the back. Nice little killy
Oh, fun!
lord. Yeah.
I like
Um,
that.
we're gonna unfortunately throw Tom a little bit under the bus for Quentin's sake here, because Tom is gonna play both armies against us
Right,
just for some fun for reps. We weren't really all
right,
stressed about winning or anything.
right.
But then Quentin said, "Oh, I can actually stay," but that was after Tom had done the first move and like we did the first round and
Sure.
really outpositioned a few things. Um, there's no doubt that like because Quentin's army can thankfully sit back and shoot and make you have to come out, whereas mine has to go towards you, and he's got
Right.
counter charge on the whole army, whereas I only have it on a few key units. So I think in other situations it'd been closer, just because of the fact that it'd be like, can elves win against humans?
Sure.
Which I think I
Sure.
could, but it's not as guaranteed. Like this one, I was able to just pick apart win a few key combats here and there. Um, I'm in love with my Dragon Knight or my Dragon Prince bus.
The big block. Yeah, that's scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like, I'm actually if there's a chance we match up at the tourney and I'm interested to see how it does.
it's. I mean, it's like my list. Like you've seen it. It's just a hammer, and I have to
Okay,
swing it
I'll wait.
really hard.
Right.
Um,
It's interesting.
yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have problems with high defensive or like big horde armies like yours and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
Um, and I was waffling. In the group chats, dragon no dragon, dragon no dragon. I did settle on
Back and
dragon
forth.
finally.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is wild. Which
yeah,
is wild.
I tweaked a few things back here and there. I'm happy with it. Obviously, I can't change it now. But one of the deciding factors is if I have to play you, I need to have the best version of the dragon to survive the fanatics.
Right.
Because I take the
Yeah,
lower version, you'll kill
medics
it too
and
quickly.
new divers, and there's so many variables that can go in my favor. That if I'm just slightly lucky, it just takes care of it, no problem.
Right. So I want the highest toughness I can get. So and he's kit out, so it should be fun to see.
Wait, you brought the dragon?
Yeah, I'm bringing the dragon.
Oh! I thought you didn't bring the
No, no.
dragon.
I switched. I
Oh,
switched up the T5 dragon to the T6 dragon. Moved a few things around on heroes. Dropped an extra noble because I didn't need it. Um, because like I said, if I don't have a T6 dragon and I have to face your fanatics, I can't win.
got it. So
I
you brought a
need the
tank dragon. I
yeah
see. I see.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Interesting.
I say it's still
Interesting.
a dragon, but yeah, it's more of a tank dragon.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 I
So
like it.
yeah. But yeah, but had a good game. With Quentin, like I said, he made the best of it with what he was given.
Honestly, in the whole tournament, I'm scared most of Chaos Warriors and
Yeah.
of Bretonians.
Like I said, I'm concerned with hordes that I can't get through
Sure.
or can't break their leadership. Which I think is mostly just goblins. I think Skaven don't really have high leadership still.
No,
Um,
it's not as impressive.
and then the other thing I'm worried. What's the other thing I'm worried? Oh yeah, and uh, Chaos Warriors, just because I can usually never kill their heroes in time.
Right.
We'll see though.
Right. It's gonna be interesting to see. We'll find out next week.
We will. Let's see, but so much more hobby going on here. So got some painted stuff up next. Um, so I finished up my second Lothran Skycutter that I have in my complete army. So
Very
a
cool.
nice little, I don't know, 20, no, not 20, like 15, 16, 17 years apart from painting one to this one. I put them down next to each
Wow.
other. I'm like, yeah, I've improved. A
A little better.
little better, a little better. Um, Also more importantly, the latest version of Teyrathi is done.
Hmm.
So got
I
her
like
mount.
it.
Yep, Illyrian princess. She's mounted on a Illyrian mount finally. So we have that going. I got to write a narrative. That's my only thing I have to do between today and tomorrow is write a narrative
Nice.
for the event. But yeah, super
Good
thrilled
time.
how she rolled out. She's actually going to be just for the narrative and everything. She's just going to be the standard bearer in my Illyrian
Sure.
Reaver unit.
Oh,
So she's not
interesting.
even going to be like
It's
a noble or anything. So
a good placement for the banner. Yeah,
yeah.
I like it.
And then last couple days I've been building and kit bashing, and I primed today and just took these pictures up. 5 additional silver helms because
Nice.
I had to buy the silver helm box to finish the kit bash of my Illyrian Pegasus Knights,
That's right. That's right.
which involved bits from my Illyrian box, um, silver helms. Like that's why I added 5 more because I can always use more silver helms. So I needed the horses, and I used Illyrian heads, and I also had to buy a box of Bretonian Pegasus Knights to steal the wings.
Sure. Sure. And that's for your homebrew army.
Yes, actually, everything you kind of see in this little picture right here, outside of a few characters that are missing, it's all for the homebrew army.
Very cool.
So, yeah, sure, it was fun. It's expensive, but hey, whatever.
It's your hobby. Enjoy it. I'm
Exactly.
excited to play against it. Once we get out of the tournament and competitive mentality, it'll be fun to see what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to list build for it.
Sure. How to cost things.
Yeah, but tell me about Sam.
Yeah, yeah. So now we're moving into more of a Middle Earth
Mm-hmm.
vibe. So naturally, I know we talked last time that I had a whole week to paint this army beforehand. Naturally, I waited till 2 days beforehand
Yeah, as you do, as you
to
do.
start painting, as you do. And yeah, Sam. So for this tournament, our friend Matt, who organized it,
Mm-hmm. Big
decided
M
to
shout
throw
out.
in. Big shout out to Big M. Yep, he added a best painted award
Yeah.
for a small hero and then like a large hero or monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, well, I have not tried to paint a model to high level for a long time. We're talking years. I think
Yeah.
it's literally been years since I've tried to paint a model to a standard that's more than just tabletop,
Right.
right? Um, even with my second coolest army that I took to NashCon, it was high level tabletop, but it was not. Oh, how can I go with each model, right?
Yeah.
So
It's hard to do on an army level.
it's hard doing an army, but still, I mean, I painted to a high level tabletop, so every eye is painted, teeth, whatever,
Yeah.
but it's not like super duper highlighted, and there's no fancy tricks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, okay, well, let me take my time. It still wasn't as long as I could have taken. So this was after I already finished painting 48 Moria goblins.
Yeah, which boom, here. Nice little
Yeah, I
picture
think I
for
have a
that.
list of them mostly done. So the bases are not finished yet on that picture,
Yeah.
and the rims are not painted; they're not flocked, but they're mostly done at that point. So I finished painting them around 1:30, 2 in the morning, and they're like, okay, I'm done now. It could be fun to take it, but what about this best painted award?
Yep.
So I decided to take it a little bit further, and I already had some base color. What is it called? Color block.
Color blocked. Yep.
Yeah, so all the colors were in, and they had a wash on,
Nice.
but nothing else. Nothing was highlighted. No eyes. Nothing. Right. So I took the next 2.5, 3 hours to go through each main color and highlight, paint the eyes, paint the blush in the cheeks, paint the silvers,
Mm-hmm.
paint the base, all of that. And yeah, this is what you see
Yep.
with the
Yep.
final model.
Looks great.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah,
But yeah.
very fun. And he did end up
We,
winning best painting
yeah. Well, I mean,
for the small
spoilers.
hero.
Spoilers.
Oh, no spoilers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Actually, since we're moving into the event itself, but yeah, what was your list exactly again? You said 40 Moria goblins.
Yes, it was. So I painted 48. It was more than
Yeah.
I needed, but I had the goblins. My list was 38 goblins with various equipment, four goblin chieftains, and two cave trolls.
Nice.
Mhm.
For me, since I have it up here too, I took a Rivendell army, so Elrond on horse, um, 8 basic hand and a half Rivendell warriors, one with a
Mhm.
banner, and then a 3 with bow and hand and a half, 5 knights with lances and such,
Nice.
and a captain with hand and a half and shield, which
Really? How many models total?
18.
18. Oh, that's slightly less than 44.
A little bit less than 44. You are right there, sir. Um,
Math.
yeah, so I guess just to preface the event, um, so it was an invite event that Matt one put together because we all love Lord of the Rings of some
Right.
sitting, and we all actually had an army of some design at some point.
Mhm.
Um, and he's been the person that pushes the game the most. And I say push, I mean it in all the best ways.
Yes.
He convinces us to keep playing. And to be fair, it is the best game where GW makes that none of us play.
Right. I
It's really
100%
good.
agree.
It's really good.
100% agree.
So yeah, he did a little round robin tournament with 6 of us there. So there was you, me, Ben, Kenyon, Matt, Cole, and Brad.
Hmm.
And then
Indeed.
yeah, little round robin, and we had was it 5 rounds and then 1 mega battle.
Right. We'll say five competitive rounds
Yeah.
that actually mattered for the tournament. And as much as Matt wants to say the last battle mattered, it was just a mega battle. We threw everything in combat and had fun.
Well, it's one of those things too. It's like with the rate, like getting the one ring and stuff with shenanigans, that was part of it. Like it became very on one side. It's the only thing that mattered.
Yeah. It was, nobody was actually trying to be the most competitive in that game. People were just having fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. I was it Brad was picking up like my horse knights and throwing
Yeah.
them at other horse knights
Rolling
and
it.
knocking me
Yeah.
down. It was hilarious.
Yeah. But the 5 games before that were all competitive based.
Yes.
We're all trying to win and play well.
So yeah, tell you what, let's go through the games.
Excellent.
I'll bring up the pictures. They're not really in too much of an order here.
Do you have the pack?
I do not have the pack
I
up.
can pull up the pack
Yeah, if
so
you
we
want,
can see the
yeah,
scenarios.
if you want to pull the pack up, I know my first game was against Ben. I'll just start there. We get the pack up.
Go for it.
And I know this one. I forget what it was. But this was essentially just kill.
Yes.
And by the way, these are all 500-point armies for Middle Earth. So I don't know what the standard is, but that's what
Called To the Death.
to the
Scenario
death.
is called To the Death.
Gotcha. And what was nice is since we've all never really played more than one game at most. Some of us none. Me.
In
Since
this
last
edition, in this edition,
since last edition, this first game we were given 3 hours.
which was phenomenal.
Yeah, so nice. Um, yeah, we actually I can get the pack too. So we Ben and I got through. Had lots of fun. This is where I learned. I threw Elrond up kind of alone. in the game. And let me tell you, I was like, let's see what he can do. Like, it's Elrond.
He's good.
Yeah, he's best. He is so good. He's just like, I'm just gonna win every fight.
He's phenomenal. Yeah, you should be aggressive with him every game.
I was after this. I was like, yes, very aggressive.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a great game. Managed to take the victory, mostly because of Elrond and my knights charging in.
Sure.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, it is. So why don't you talk about your first game? Because I know where my pack's at, my physical one. I can keep it with me too.
Sure.
So
Sure. So my game I played against Brad, and his list consisted of three trolls, four trolls, and the Mouth of Sauron. It was a pretty interesting list, and I've played 2 games of Middle Earth in the past, one in this edition. And yeah, I didn't really know what to do. I just wanted to learn the reps. So I just threw everything forward, charged everything I could. I'm like, I'll just win with strength and numbers. The way the game rolls is you roll dice, and if you both roll sixes, whoever rolls highest dice wins the combat, right? But if you both roll sixes, you go to the highest fight value.
yeah.
Unfortunately, my fight value army wide was lower than his fight value, which meant it didn't matter if I was rolling 12 dice per combat. If he was rolling
If he rolled a
4,
single six, he
if
won.
he rolled a single 6, he wins.
Yeah.
And because of the way I positioned it, trolls have a special rule that they can kill the front model and the supporting model.
Oh,
Right. Because they're
wow.
big boys,
Yeah.
right? So the first turn, because I charged everything, the first turn of combat, he killed like quarter of my army.
Yeah, and the thing is too, keep in mind with pairing up, like all these models are kind of individual, and you kind of if you have a big scrum of melee, you kind of pair off 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 to
Yes.
make it as fair and
Yes.
balanced as possible.
Right. Right. So yeah, his trolls were better than my trolls too. So they even fight
Yeah.
value there was different. So the first couple combats, I just threw everything I could,
Yep.
and because I did that, and he rolled pretty hot, he just in the first 2-3 rounds of combat, half my army was gone.
Oh yeah.
It
It's
was so ridiculous. And then eventually he gave me some advice that, hey, don't throw max amount of goblins at every troll. Do it with a few combats and throw like one at another troll.
yeah.
Because if you only have one, he can only kill max one.
Yeah.
So I learned that lesson a little bit too late. And in the end, it still ended up being a somewhat close game, but he had a very solid victory with the trolls.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's he's the troll king still, no doubt about
He's a
that.
troll king. That's right.
Yeah, it was really fun learning the combat as we went and going like, where's my mistakes? What can we do?
Yes.
Um, like I said, or just bring Elrond, everybody, bring Elrond. You'll win every,
Apparently.
yeah, you'll win most fights. Oh yeah, also too, because well, I played Brad Round through. I'll talk about it there. So,
Sure.
um,
Sure.
more importantly, the second game's probably the best game of the entire
Oh,
event.
so good.
Yeah,
So handsome.
yeah, it was so handsome. I mean, there's a lovely
The
shot of your
most
crotch
handsome
there
game.
too. So what was this one called?
It was a domination.
Domination, where you could deploy really close to each other, and we set objectives based upon
Yes,
some
so
basic
they
rules.
had one objective in the middle, and then the rest, I believe we put most of them on one side of the board where we were located.
Yes. Um, Now we were both very aggressive because I did well aggressive in my first game,
Yep.
and we just went at it. As you can see,
Yep.
this is how we deployed in the picture up on screen right now.
Yep. Which is awesome. I love that you can do that.
Yeah. Um, and let me just say, it, get it out there right now. You won.
Hmm.
Because you kept keeping my knights from charging, and I just couldn't get around them at that
You
point.
haven't won a single priority.
That too, yeah. Actually, I was rolling. There's
If
real bad
you
priority in this game.
Because if you win priority, you can charge. I get prone. That means I cannot move later. You just haven't rolled a single priority, which meant I could charge your knights
Hmm.
because we were so close. Which means you literally never charge the whole game.
Right. And the only all star in this entire game was Elrond again.
Yeah, he was great.
Where Elrond he was doing fine, but he couldn't be
Yep.
everywhere all at once.
Right, right. He won every combat. He didn't take any wounds, but yeah, he's only one model still.
Yeah, and I think he probably killed like so. I got 175 points off of you. It was probably just all him. I can't remember
Yeah,
exactly,
it
but
was
I feel like
mostly
it
him.
was
I think
mostly him.
he killed a troll. He killed all kind of things. Yeah,
Yeah, I killed your general too with him.
I think you did. I
Yeah,
think you did. Yeah.
but yeah, great game. What was it from your perspective? Like now that you've learned the first lessons,
Yeah,
even if it was some
honestly,
priority mix matching, do you think you would have been like okay?
um, I think so, just because I had too many bodies. Because bottom line, it was an objective scenario, and remember, I had a unit on every objective besides your home objective.
Right, which
So even uh, unless you somehow broke me, maybe, and got to my territory with a couple priority rolls, I think it might have been a little bit too many bodies for you to chew through
yeah, I mean really that
because of how
was
close. I think what you should have done is kept your cavalry further away from me, so I wouldn't even have a chance to locate to pin you because you have much higher movement than me,
yeah, movement
right?
8
And also keeping your
something like
bowman. I
that.
think honestly,
Well,
for me, I had to be right on the line. For you, you didn't have to.
no, I just was hoping to just break you right away and kind of
Yeah,
overwhelm you.
yeah,
Actually, that was the thing too. Like my bowmen, I kept treating them like bowmen. They are literally just the basic elf I took. They just
yeah.
also have bows, and the bows were mostly useless. Let's be
Right,
honest. I'm like,
right.
why even buy them?
That's been my experience every game but one.
Yeah, I technically my bowman won me the first game
Ah,
because
well, there you go.
I killed the last model I needed to finish him off with a single
Very
bow
good.
shot. But still, it's like that's the only thing that bow did.
Sure,
Um,
sure. When it happens, it really happens for the bows,
yes,
but usually it's pretty bad.
right. But yeah, still fun. Maybe a priority here or there might have kept me in a little bit more aggressively, but still, it's all good.
Mhm.
All right, round three. You want me to go first, or
Yes,
you want to
sir.
go first?
You go first.
Okay, I got to fight Brad's troll with the mouth of Sauron.
Hmm.
And I went up, and I stayed back a little farther. I was a little better with the knights. Um, obviously threw Elrond in really quickly. The one thing I will say is his troll leader and Elrond had a great duking it out because he technically had a higher fight value,
Right.
but I was we were both rolling sixes, but I have an elven hand and half sword, so
Mhm.
I get to have a chance to still overtake a tie.
Right.
So uh,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, so
That's pretty strong.
kept me going. Um, I think I killed one of the small trolls, and that was it. And this one too. The mission was about killing. Well, it was odd because it's like pick a non-general hero,
Hmm.
and you have to keep yours alive while killing your opponents and all this
Right.
back and forth stuff.
Yeah. Basically, you cannot pick your generals, and you had to keep one hero that's non-general alive. They had to do the same thing while trying to kill your hero,
Right,
and
and
you did the same thing to them.
really outside of your list, everybody only had a general and a secondary. So it was like
It
we all,
was it was helpful. The scenario was very helpful for me.
yeah. But had some good thrashing abouts. Malthasarn came in, did some good work. Did we did wounds back and forth, but Brad
Mhm.
ultimately won the day.
Mm.
Um,
Gotcha.
and this was fun. Like this is when he's like reading through, he's like figuring out how he can throw models, and it was just fun to
Right.
see.
We were all learning rules that we didn't figure out until the very last game.
Yeah, this is where I learned about the hand and a half bonus
Yeah.
to win combats. I'm like, oh,
Strong.
neat, great. Yeah, but I took a loss. Like I said, I only got 90 points, but still, it was a good game, and like I said, it was just fun seeing the trolls in action.
Yeah. Trolls are fun.
Yeah.
Strong.
What about your game?
So I played Cole and his Iron Hill Dwarves, which
Mm.
was I thought was going to be the hardest matchup against me because he was such high defense that meant I needed to roll a 6 to win the fight, and then a 6 to wound him, sometimes a 6 followed by a 4.
Mm.
So I thought even it doesn't matter how many combats I win, I'm just not going to kill him. However, yeah, I rolled super hot. That game was probably the best rolling dice I've had a whole event. I killed 2 of his cavalry with bows.
Oh wow,
That was
those are
ridiculous.
really good cavalry too.
Those are really good cavalry. I'm strength 2. I was literally rolling like sixes in the way test. Went through, 2 wound. It was ridiculous.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was very very lucky. His positioning wasn't the best. He kind of you can see that on the picture there. He put his cavalry and then he moved forward where those ruins are.
Hmm.
And I literally just put a goblin in each entrance so you couldn't get through.
Gotcha. Yeah, it
You know what I
actually,
mean?
yeah, that will come play. I played him next. That it comes. Yeah, that tactic came in play for me too.
Yeah, yeah. He should have put him kind of in the center and just charged. But it was a good game. I picked a hero that I literally just hid in the corner the whole game, so you couldn't kill him. And yeah, it was a I want to say a close game, but I rolled hot, and yeah, it just kind of obliterated to the dwarves. Unfortunately,
It happens sometimes.
happens.
All right, my fourth game, as I said, was against Cole.
Hey,
In this one, I forget what the name was, but you had to roll to see where your warbands would come in.
hold ground,
Hold ground,
which doesn't make sense. I feel like that should be fog of war, and the other one should be hold ground,
probably.
right? But anyway,
There's one center objective, and we mirrored very well on how we deployed
mm,
just from our dice rolls.
right. So for this one, it's random deployment. So you
Yes,
roll a die, and then based on the die, that's where you deploy.
right. And like I said, just the way it worked out is our infantry was on the long table edge, and then our
Nice.
cavalry was both on the same short table edge. But there's a big piece of terrain that we couldn't see each other from the
Ah,
start. So it was a race to the center for me and Cole on
cool.
this one. Um, he got a little greedy, threw in one of his little cavalry units into
Ah,
mine, and I got some counter charges and blew it away. He's just like, oh no. And then Elrond came in, and
oof.
yeah, with Elrond and the knights charging, I was able to take out his cavalry. And then right near the objective here in the center, there's two walls. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might see my mouse moving there. Um, that's the way he came through,
Mm,
and I was able to
right.
just block up and just hold
Yep.
him there.
Yep.
We actually played an extra 2 or 3 turns because whenever like an army would be broken, you only saw if it continued for one more round. We kept
Right.
doing it over and over again.
Ah, I see.
I,
I see.
I still won either way, but like, oh, we could have
Sure.
stopped 2 rounds ago.
Right. 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 Right.
But yeah, just you know, once you get the dwarf choked up, like I was winning fights, he would win fights, but we wouldn't kill each other. So it's like, all right, I just would feed another guy to hold up 3 or 4.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Positioning in this game is, I really do like it.
yeah.
Yep.
Solid game. But what about your round
Yeah,
five?
I played Matt and his. I think, is it Rangers of the North? Was his
Yes,
army?
Rangers of the North, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Where every character is a hero, has hero stats, and
And
yeah,
they all have like all the bonus points. Like they're like all mini heroes themselves.
they're all mini heroes basically. Yes, and Matt even said like, "Hey, as far as setup, I couldn't have asked for a better setup. My warbands were close together. Your warbands were all far apart from each other, and he still lost." Yeah, honestly, his shooting did nothing. Where apparently his shooting was super hot
Yeah,
previous games.
that was his first loss, I think.
Yeah, it
Was he?
was his
Yeah,
first
he was
loss.
doing real
Yeah,
well.
it was funny because Matt has a reputation for not being the best with dice rolls,
Yes.
and when he played me, I was like, "Yep, that's Matt. That's how Matt rolls." Uh, where before, previously in the event, he
We
was
heard
apparently
people like
rolling.
complain, like not complaining, but like, oh my god, like
Who is
every
this
round before
person?
that.
How's he rolling so hot?
Yeah,
But yeah, in
we're all
the
fearing
end,
Matt at this point.
right, right. But in the end, yeah, I got him tied up in the too far away from objective. I mean, literally half my army wasn't even in the combat most of the game, and yeah, he still ended up losing due to primarily, honestly, due to unfortunate rolls. It's just how it ended up being.
Right. Yeah. It's it's good, but yeah, it. The you vanquished the foe that everyone was having problems with.
Yeah,
But then we go into, well, actually no, sorry, interlude here of the cool picture I took of the grill as the fire's attacking me.
very nice.
Boom, yeah, we made burgers, hanging out, nice weather,
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful
That's
weekend for
great.
the event. Um, but yeah, then we go to the final game 5 where I play Matt,
Aha.
and
Scenario was destroy the supplies
right, which was 3 objectives in each side, and then if you just moved on to it and didn't do anything else, you would take care of that.
of your opponent's objective. Yeah, destroy
Yes.
them.
The
Mhm.
scenario was, and Matt gave me a little Daughters of Cain token just to cheekily do that to me, and I was like, you should have done
Nice.
that. That's a bonus.
Ah.
Oh, I have to say too, one of the key things through all my games here, one of the key things that Elrond can do is roll a d6 before the game begins, and I get bonus points to add to my priority roll.
That is great.
Right, it's helped a lot. It didn't help me at all in your game because you were just
No,
rolling. So
no,
I was
you rolled so I think you rolled 2
there,
literally the whole time.
right, and there's one time you rolled 4, so I boosted up the score to 2, and then we rolled again, and then you won. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I felt good in this scenario with Matt because I had a lot more maneuverability. But I'm
Right,
like, I know he's not going to leave his objectives. I have to get through them.
right.
So I left my archers in the back to just hold my objectives and move everything up.
Mhm.
Um, Matt did his shots. Didn't really do anything. I got into him and just started absolutely annihilating his stuff.
Yeah.
The knights, like my infantry versus his left flank, or versus his right flank, um, held up, and like it was fair trading back and forth. But the knights and Elrond just getting in there wiped off the entire flank, and then they swung around. It was just like, yeah, like
Yeah.
Elrond himself took two of the supplies. He's just like, I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
myself.
His army relies very heavily on shooting, I found.
Hmm.
And if he doesn't do well with shooting, he pretty much loses the game.
Yeah, and I mean, the problem he was having too, like, I'm a pretty tough set of units compared to maybe some of the other stuff he's been fighting. Like I said, and
Mhm.
yeah, once I start charging, it was not good. But
Right.
I had to laugh too because I won. I was like, okay, I guess I get 500 points. He's like, no, you got 522. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I cheated. It's my event. He's like, I couldn't figure out the math to make it work the way I wanted.
And
So
he knew his army wasn't OP anyway, so
no, but I
it's
was
fine.
like, all right, 522, which was my
Yeah,
best round. He's the only person I tabled technically.
that's
Um,
awesome.
but what about your final game?
Yeah, so I played Ben and his Riders of Rohan,
Hmm.
and boy, that was such a close game.
Yeah,
That was the closest game of the event, which is makes it so interesting because you beat Ben, right?
I did. It wasn't thrashing, but it was just Elrond doing work just to take out the heroes.
That's which is so interesting how the matchups work, right?
Yeah.
Because like he won against Brad, he won against you. I won against you, but I lost against Brad. So it's very interesting. There seems to be a pretty decent balance in the game,
Hmm.
but very, very close game. So we kind of mostly met in the center. He flanked on one side with his horsemen to get to one of my objectives. I did the same thing on the other side with my troops, which were a bit slower. Yeah, it was a very, very close game down to the last turn where if he played, he should have done two things. Number one, he should have been way more aggressive with his horsemen and got to my side sooner. And if he played one more turn, he would have won the game. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I was quartered and we had to call the game complete after one more turn.
Ah, well,
Yeah, very literally the score was 5-4.
hmm,
Very, very close game.
right. Yeah, and it's fun. Like at each game too. Like if we played the same event, same people next weekend, it'd be very different because we've all learned so many different lessons.
Yeah, could have been very different.
Yeah. So it was super fun. I went 3-2. I was pretty proud of that.
Mhm.
You went 4-1, correct?
4-1.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Nobody went 5-0, which is really cool.
there was a chance. But yeah, like it's like it all just worked out. Everybody got took at least one L.
Yep.
But that's not it. We also had a mega
That's not it.
battle. We had a mega battle.
That was so fun. The mega battle was awesome.
Yeah.
Ben
So
and I joined late because you guys kind of as reinforcements, you guys started a bit before us.
yeah, you guys were still finishing up your game, and it was getting a little bit late. Um, but your game was too close to not stop.
To
So
rush it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So I was on the left corner. And I was, of course, Brad was on the opposite side. I'm like, I lost to Brad. It's like this is gonna be rough. And in the middle was Sam and Frodo,
That's right.
and
That's right.
Frodo had the ring.
Hmm.
So it was kind of me and Brad at the start going after it, going for the ring. And the way the combat worked, it was kind of like ad hoc. Matt was making it up on the fly on this big battle. Um, Brad opted to go first and realized it was a mistake after the fact because what he did is he won the combat but didn't and did a wound but didn't kill, and then he
Hmm.
pushed away so it was still in combat with just me, and
Mm,
Elrond is able to kill Frodo.
right. Right.
And I got the
Right.
ring and I'm like, see ya.
Yep. Elrond got the ring and bounced right out of there.
Yes. Listen, there's so much going on, like yeah, and like so you can see in the back here, this is where you and Ben came on, like right next to
Yep.
each other, just
Right.
like I was sacrificing so many dudes.
We had an unspoken, or actually pretty much spoken alliance that we were, because we just had this huge battle fighting each other for the last couple
You
hours.
didn't
Where
want
it's
to
like,
fight
let's
again.
just, we're not going to fight each other. We're not going to roll those dice. I'm going to ignore you. You're going to ignore me. Let's go against our personal foes.
Yeah, which is fair. Like I said, it wasn't, you guys weren't allies, you weren't helping each
We
other.
weren't
You just
allies.
avoided each other.
We just didn't touch each other.
Yep.
Yep. At some point, he was fighting in combat with Call. I'm just like, I am leaving this combat. You guys are on your
You
own.
have fun. And then here you can see Elrond's last stand because it was literally my last model left, and we were just playing this game. Uh, I think it was really if Elrond killed the captain, the troll captain of Brad's,
Right.
good would have
Right.
won. But if he killed
Right.
me, he would have won. And
Exactly.
ultimately, due to some goblins doing
Yep.
most of the work,
Gobble gobble.
yeah, because you did 2 wounds to Elrond
You
really
two wounds
quickly,
to him. Yeah.
so I had to put the ring on, and then so I couldn't be shot off, and then you surrounded me and pushed me into a corner and gave room for Brad's troll to come in and just get the final kill. So
Yeah.
really, let's be honest, that's a goblin victory.
It's a
That's
goblin
that's
victory. It's very much a goblin fashion victory. We didn't deal the killing blow, but we did all the grunt work.
yeah, but really, it's like, yeah, if I killed that character, nothing was going to stop Elrond at that point.
Right. No, no, you could just left the battlefield with your ring.
Yep, but nice little picture of the 3 evil side. Brad, Cole,
Yes.
and Alex there, all handsomely with trophies. Matt went all out with trophies, by the way. Can
It
we say
was
that?
amazing. Yeah.
Like, we weren't expecting anything. Like, he
No.
had awards. Like, okay, maybe we'll do like a piece of paper or something, but
Sure, sure.
no, little mini trophies with plaques.
It's fantastic.
Right. And not only just for the mega battle, but for everything, which uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just little cheerful music. So yeah, Matt's awards. So uh most player with the most VPs overall, victory points overall, then the best good, best evil. Obviously, if you take the best overall, you can't take the one below it. Also, the 2 best painted, and then
hmm
the grand battle. So you guys won the grand battle.
We won the grand battle.
Alex is
Evil won the event.
yep, that evil dwarf there in the center.
That's right.
Uh,
They were
uh,
chaos dwarves.
they were yeah. Obviously, you also took, as you mentioned, the best painted for the small character,
Yay!
which was
Go
Sam.
Sam.
Yep.
hmm
And I got, and this it was all player vote too. So, but I'm very thrilled that you guys voted for Elrond, for the best painted, I guess, mounted or bigger based model. So I got a best painted trophy, which not that he's my best painted model ever, but
Sure, sure.
I'm still pretty thrilled
At
about
the
it.
event.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually voted for him, and the reason
Oh,
for it was because I really liked your horse paint job. That was very clean.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. The horse is probably the best part of that model.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the rider. I'm like, rider is fine,
He's
but
fine. Yeah.
the horse looks great.
Yes, I've gotten better at horses.
Mhm.
Also, those horses paint up really nicely.
That's fair.
Like I said, like super good. But yeah, and then you took best overall.
Best overall. Yeah,
Yep.
nobody went for no, so it was automatically a win for Moria.
Right. And then Matt took best of the good.
He did.
And then was it Brad that took best of the evil?
I think Brad. Yes,
Yes.
Brad did
Yep.
best evil.
Yeah. So that
Yeah, unfortunately, Ben was the only one without the award.
I
Very
know. It's like
sadly.
Elrond failed him.
All right.
It's okay. It was a great event, very well put together. Yeah, and it's everybody go learn how to play Lord of the Rings. Go check it out. It's a
Middle Earth
really
is
good
great.
game.
If I did honestly, if I didn't have Oddworld right now, I could see myself shifting to that as my main game.
Oh, also, just this was so clutch. It's not going to show up.
Ah,
But it's a little grid where you could Matt put on the back of the pack where you could write down your characters and all your stats. So like you just have to remember what the cool stuff your stuff did as opposed to anything else.
yeah. There's a few things to keep track of in this game. Might, will, fate. So it's much
Yep,
easier
hat
instead
trick.
of having dice for your character to actually have a separate paper.
Right, and then you also had like a little cheat sheet of like how to play the game too. So it was
Mhm.
very handy.
That was very nice. Matt put a lot of effort into this, and
He did.
I'm excited to see it next year.
Yes. We all demanded annual,
Yes.
and it's going to be annual. And so I'm fine with Memorial Day weekend. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, I can't wait. Actually, what I did is I came home. I said, I think I have enough models to do a 500 point Lothlorien army.
Which one is that?
That's Galadriel.
Ah, right. Yes.
So I think I do, but it's very hero heavy.
Mm,
Um, but I put them in the box, and I was like, well, if I get a couple more basic troops here and there, I'll be okay. And once you know it, Norm has some Lord of the Rings models in that big thing he's got. So once he gets to him, I said like,
nice.
hey, I need to get some of
I
these.
want them.
It's not nothing special. I have the characters I want. I want Galadriel. That's really it.
Cool.
But yeah, it's maybe I'll get like a captain or something and a couple troops, and I'll have a 500 point Lothlorien army to maybe mix it up.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I am interested to see if he's going to keep a 500 point format or if he's going to up. He's going to up it to 800 because we're now somewhat experienced with the game.
it's true. 800 wouldn't be bad. Yeah, my Rivendell, I could probably go up to 1,000, I bet.
Yeah,
Um,
I hear
maybe
800
more.
is the most common, like
Is
competitive.
it? Okay.
That's what I hear at least. Is 800 is kind of the staple.
Well, worst case, I can always bring the Gilgalad. I forget what that
Yes.
army's called. Of course, my WhatsApp's gonna make noise, and everyone's probably
Yeah.
gonna hear that now. Um,
You know what army from The Hobbit I was just looking at yesterday and making lists.
oh, were you?
Any guesses?
No. What's that?
It's very on brand.
Is it goblins?
It's Goblin Town.
Goblin Town. Okay. All right. Oh, you can do. Are you gonna
It's
do the
literally
Goblin King?
almost the same thing.
Is it the Goblin King?
It's basically yes. It's slightly different rule set, but stats are nearly the same. They don't have cave trolls. Goblin King is pretty much a cave troll.
Yeah.
More shenanigans, less strong, and then you have more bodies, even
Okay.
more bodies on my list. So I was like, oh, I was looking up online like how much it costs. Where can I get it? So I was thinking about it.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I won't do Rivendell next year. I'll do either the other, which is basically Rivendell with a different character, or I'll do Lothlorien if I can get there. So maybe I'll aim
Yeah,
for 800 with Lothlorien. So
could be fun.
yes, but
Yeah,
with that done, great event, done and dusted. We
yeah.
have to look ahead now to Warhammer: The
Wow,
Old World. Oh,
wow.
actually, I forgot to mention, I also have one other thing on my hobby pile
What
right
is it?
now: the Daughters of Cain.
Oh, very nice, very
Yeah, I'm
nice.
not gonna play
Yes.
Underworlds, but it's Daughters of Cain, so I must own it.
No, yeah, nobody buys them to play Underworlds.
Mm-mm. But
There's that one guy on I was on a more Warhammer. What's that? I can't remember the podcast name of them now. My bad. But we were talking about the Underworlds models and how nobody buys them to
yeah,
play Underworlds. Somebody commented, "I am that person who plays Underworlds."
good
So
for
we have
you.
one person confirmed who plays Underworlds.
Good for you, person. I hope you are enjoying the game. Don't listen to any of us. I'm sure it's a fine game.
It's great.
I do always see people play it. Like the World Championships of Warhammer, there's always like a small,
Sure,
like
small group. Yeah,
yeah, small group like playing for the titles and stuff like that. So it's
yeah.
hey, it is what it is. And it's always in White Dwarf. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
and they have some of the best models for
oh,
AOS.
absolutely, love them.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway, Old World.
Yeah,
So this actually after this podcast has come out, you'll have seen the event through me and Alex's eyes.
absolutely.
Uh, we're gonna try and get. Well, obviously, it'll be the three of us next time talking about our games there. So that might probably be a longer one since there's three of us talking through games.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it. You know what? Let's let me tell you what my list is, Alex.
Yeah,
In
yeah, go
full,
for it. Go
in
for it.
full.
I'm gonna pull up mine, but yeah, go ahead and
Since
tell me
I
yours.
was waffling, so just for the old world fun here. So I have a Prince on Star Dragon.
Okay.
It's 487 points.
Ooh, okay.
So he has the Blood of Caldor. Or no, actually he is. Yeah, no, he's Blood of Caldor. So he's gonna be in full plate with a 6-up ward because he gets dragon armor.
Hmm.
He has the Seed of Rebirth.
Impetuous, right? Blood of Caldor.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
everything here is impetuous pretty much. It's except for a few things.
Sure.
But shield. So he's going to be in a dragon helm. So he's on a 2-up, 6-up, 5-up because he's got the Seed of Rebirth for regen too, and he has the Sword of Might.
Okay, which one is that?
So Sword of Might, because I used to remember I used to have the Star Lance on him. Took it off of him. He didn't need it. So Sword of Might is just going to be Strength +1, AP -1, magical attacks.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he'll be Strength 5 on a dragon, but he's probably not going to die. And he could probably eke out the wins in some combats.
Right.
Plans to probably flank with him more than much else.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
My noble BSB, which is with the has the banner resilience, so toughness 4. Also going to be on a 2-up, 2-up, 6-up, no regen. They have the Star Lance because they're always going to be in a unit of Dragon Princes.
Oh, wait, your BSB.
My BSB has the Star Lance. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, I like it.
Well, it was the best place to do it because I could drop an extra noble, have a better prince on a better dragon, and the noble, like I said, it's still going to be 3 attacks, I think.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then an Archmage, obviously Blood of Caldor, Silvery 1, so I'll get 5 spells. So I'm going to get probably at least one of the ones that I want out of the list.
That's nice.
I can only
Yeah.
cast 4, but I'm going to. I will probably get the one that I want, which
Yeah,
I
that's
want
solid.
Walk Between Worlds, and I want Fury of Cain.
Walk Between Worlds is going to be so good once now that we know that you can
Yeah, now
cast.
that we know you can cast in combat on a target self spell,
Yeah.
it's yeah. I'm going Fury of Cain, then charge in,
Yep.
then cast
Yep.
Walk Between Worlds.
That's
I'm
strong.
ethereal with
Very
extra
strong.
attacks. The
Very
only the only
strong.
thing I have to look at is I don't know. I'll verify it afterwards, but I don't know if I can keep casting Fury of Cain because it's not target self when I'm in combat. It's an enhancement. So as long as I'm not in combat, I have to cast that first, obviously. So
Right.
that'd be the only
Right.
thing. But still, Dragon Princes are at least 2 attacks each. So I already
Mhm.
have weight of dice. Is it overkill or not? The ethereal is
Right.
more
Right. Right.
important, I feel.
For sure. For sure.
And then 12 silver helms,
Good.
threw the war banner on them.
Plus
Uh,
one to combat result.
+1 combat result. Champion
Nice.
also has a sword of might.
Okay. Sure.
Full command. They're pretty much going to be on their own, I bet. And
Yeah.
then 8 Illyrian Reavers with standard bearer. Take
Oh.
yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm skirmish, so they'll just be running around shooting, but they can get some flank charges. They have the spears and everything.
Spears. Yeah. Yeah. Eight is not bad. Yeah.
And then 12 Dragon Princes. And full command. The champion has the dragon slaying sword.
Oh. Okay.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it.
I like that.
So I mean, really, the thing is too, I'm gonna have 2 characters, and that's just shy of 500 points probably, total with those 2 characters, plus 515 points for the dragon princes. So if you break that, I can just shake your hand. We're done.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
like
Right.
I can't
Yeah.
win after that.
Hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
super
Very interesting
aggressive.
list.
It's a blunt
Yeah.
instrument, and we'll see how well it does. Because it's kind of like it's weird, like cyclical thing. Like at the end of 8th, I was very cavalry heavy style army, and I did really really well with it. So,
Go
um,
back to your roots.
yeah, exactly. We'll see. It's not what I took to the only tournament I ever went to. That's where I took the White Lion. I took real shenanigans for that one. But
That's right. That's right.
what about yours? What's your final list?
Yeah. So my final list is exactly 2,000 points. How is yours exactly 2,000?
I think I no 1999. Couldn't
Ah,
quite get
bummer.
it.
One more point. All right. So I have Orc Weird Knob, and the main reason I'm bringing in Orc Weird Knob is to get access to battle magic,
Mm-hmm.
because I can get my Goblin Odd Knobs to leadership 10, so I don't need the Orc Weird Knobs, but I like having them for the battle magic. He has a lore familiar. You can pick his spells, and then he has a power scroll to get another extra D3 or D6
Oh yeah,
for the one spell I need to get off per game. It's like, okay, this is going to win me the game.
yeah. But I think it's just an extra D6, but you could
Is it D6? Yeah,
yeah,
I
but you
think
could
D6.
miscast still.
But
Yeah,
much higher
yeah.
likely to miscast, yes. Then Goblin Odd Knob, level 4 as well. Idol of Gork, so I get +3 range to cast, and I can reroll 1 cast per turn, which is also very, very strong. Got a Night Goblin Big Boss with a BSB, nothing special. Night Goblin War Boss, so a Lord level character,
Mm,
on my Giant Cave Squig with his Wallopus one hit wonder,
yep.
which is going to work sometime.
One day.
It is going to work one day. One day. I haven't had a game where it did like more than 1 wound,
Yeah.
even though theoretically it's a really good weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it's going to happen one day. Night Goblin Big Boss on a Giant Cave Squig with the Ruby Ring of Ruin. So just run around, skirmishers with 360 arc with Fireball. It's pretty neat.
Nice.
And then a Night Goblin Big Boss with a Giant Cave Squig and a Biting Blade. So a magic weapon in case I run into stuff like Ethereal
Yeah.
or Green Knight. And then he's going to stay primarily in the back line in case something shows up behind me. And
Nice.
last hero is Goblin Big Boss. Super cheap, great weapon on foot, no armor, didn't have any points for it. He is just there to challenge a scary monster like a Dragon Prince or not Dragon Prince, a Prince and a Dragon, just a challenge for a combat after my champion already challenges.
There you go.
Yep. For core, I have 3 units of 30 or 31 Night Goblins. Each one has standard banner and a champion for challenges. 3 fanatics each. 2 of them are armed with short bows, and 1 with just sword and board. But yeah, the main reason to bring them is 9 fanatics.
Yeah, I'm just laughing too. My high elf list has less models than your Lord of the Rings list.
That's
I have
hilarious.
37 models. I was like, wait a second, my math was good.
So funny, and not many more wounds either.
No,
But yeah, more you have more of a lead army, right?
that's so funny. But yeah, it's okay. But and then okay, so you bring the fanatics as you do. You have to.
Of course, 9 fanatics, pretty much. I spend more points on core than I needed, but I think the 9 fanatics are very much worth it
Yeah.
to do so. I keep all of them close together. You have to charge that mob to get points because about 65, 70% of my army is in those units. So you have to charge them to get points. And once you get close to me, fanatics are released and they hopefully do the damage that they do. Then I have 2 units of 5 squig hoppers with cavalry spears, which for 65 points can do a ton of damage if they actually charge you,
Yes.
or they could do nothing.
Yeah,
It's
or they can get touched by something and they just die. Yeah.
if you shoot them or you charge them first with higher initiative, they just
Yep.
blow up to a stiff wind. But if they charge you, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And then 1 unit of 7 squig hoppers as well. Usually that's where I'll put my lower level squig character.
Nice.
Finally, for rare, 2 doom divers, which if they work, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But for as many times as they're going to be phenomenal, there's going to be as many games where they miss no, not miscast, but the stone thrower
they'll fall
ultimate,
apart.
they'll fall apart for half of the game and don't do anything. So you'll have good games, bad games with them,
Mhm.
and then lastly, 2 Mangler Squigs, which for their points I think are very very good.
Yeah. No, that should be fun. I actually I don't have a single rare point spent.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's we got the missions out there right now. I have not looked at
I did
them.
not read at any of them. I honestly, maybe if Brad wants to read for them in the car, but I just don't
Yeah,
care.
I might look at them through the car. That might be what I
Sure.
do. Car right up. Look at them the night before, but it's also it kind of is what it is. It's like
It is what it
most of it's about just killing
is.
anyway. That's the
Mm,
glory of this game.
That's why I love it. Old World is just like, hey, did you kill more points than your opponent did? You probably won.
Yes. Um. Yeah, because actually it's gonna be real funny because oh, I guess my reverse. Yeah, I'm like, what's the one where you have to control the center thing? It's like,
Mm,
probably the reverse will hold that because I want everything else to be charging.
right.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
it's gonna be a fun weekend ahead of some.
Yeah.
I, here's the thing, I'm wondering too, like we go in here and you and I have been like really focused. Like
Trying
you're
to optimize our lists. Yeah, we're trying
optimizing
to.
lists, definitely
Last
learning the
couple of months,
rules a
we're
lot
trying to do that.
better.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just waiting, like, we're either gonna get in there and we're just gonna be like blown away because we're overthinking it, or we're gonna be like, oh, we're mean. No one
Right.
likes us here.
Right. I do wonder. I really after day one, I do wonder if we're like, oh wow, we are chumps. We're nowhere near as competitive as we thought we were,
Yeah,
or if we're like top tables dominating. Oh wow, like the level of gameplay is not as high as we thought.
I'm real curious just because, like I said, we usually we have our own little local meta. This is the first event we're getting to for Old World, but
We'll
also there's a
find
lot
out.
of our local people going too. So
True. That's true.
we'll
Hey,
figure it out.
I'm excited to see what happens. Regardless, it's old world. I'm gonna have a lot of fun,
Yes,
but it's gonna be interesting to see. Last thing I got to do is painting is not required, but I would like to have a painted army, so I will stay up a little bit late today to try finish painting. But I'm not going to kill myself and get very poor sleep to finish an army that I don't have to finish.
right. Only thing I have to do besides packing clothes and stuff is I do have to pack my army up.
Yeah,
I've been lazy about that, but I'll
that's a
do that.
tomorrow problem for me.
I'll do it tonight. But it's dinner time here. I gotta go make some tacos. It's Taco
Mm,
Thursday, baby.
very good.
All right. Anyway, we'll see you all next week where we'll talk about the Akron Brew Brawl Old World tournament we're going to. So we'll catch you then. But yeah,
Gonna be a good time.
be good. All right. Catch you all later.
Bye.